Hi Stampers, it's Elizabeth from StampScrapAndMore.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Canada. I'm going to make a card today, and what day is it? It is Thursday, April the 9th, because I forgot. I've been working from home. I actually took a vacation day today, so this is all legit. So it's Thursday, April 9th, 2020, and we are going to make a Shadowbox card using the Parisian Beauty set, and this is the card we're going to make. I had actually made this card on my VIP Facebook page, but I made a goof on the scoring measurements, and I promised the girls that I would redo it and do a tutorial for them as well. So this is the tutorial, correct tutorial for the Shadowbox card, and the back of it, we're going to change it up just a bit. I wasn't keen on the back of this one that I had done, and I've got some dirt up here. So this is my sample card. I was going to do a class 3 over-the-top cards using this bundle, but life got thrown upside down, so I thought, okay, I'm just going to do a tutorial for this one and give it to everybody so you can all play at home. So let's get started, and I've got my notes here so that I don't muck up like I did the last time, because when I did it with the on the Facebook, on the VIP page, I goofed it, but that happens, right? So we are going to use the Parisian Beauty stamp set and the coordinating dies. So this is the Parisian Beauty bundle. We're also going to be using the Forever Blossoms bundle, which is this stamp set and these dies. And we are also going to be using the layering ovals, and the 2 ovals that we need are the 2 largest. So this one and this one. We're going to need those 2. And what else do we need? We need lots of stuff. Oh, we need black memento ink, and we need Versamark. We need silver embossing powder. I forgot to get out. And we need the petal pink, dark and light Stampin' Blends. And we need old olive, dark and light Stampin' Blends. We also need, and I am doing a tutorial, so I will post this on my blog, so you'll be able to pick it off of there. It'll be a free resource. We need a piece of the petal pink cardstock that is 6 by 5.5, and this is where I goofed the last time. It is scored at 3/8, 7/8, 5 1/8, and 5 5/8. We also need an identical piece in basic black. That again is 6 by 5.5, and it is scored as well at 3/8, 7/8, 5 1/8, and 5 5/8. I'm going to get to this part in a minute. You also need 2 pieces of Whisper White cardstock that are 4 by 5 1/4. You need a piece of Designer Series paper. I love this stuff. This is the Parisian Blossom Specialty Designer Series paper. And again, this is 4 by 5 1/4. I'll get to this in a second. You need a piece of champagne foil, Designer Series, not Designer Series paper, champagne foil cardstock. And it is at 3 by 4, and I'll get to this in a minute. I know, I keep saying that. You need a piece of basic black that you're going to cut the Eiffel Tower out of, and I've already done that. You need a scrap piece of white that you're going to stamp the blossom image on and die cut that out. You will need 3 of the blossoms stamped and cut out. And you will need 2 of the leaves stamped and cut out. And I've got a couple of extras here. And you also need 1 of the flourishes in the champagne foil. But when we cut out this from the center, you'll be able to use that for the champagne foil. for the flourish. Okay, and you'll need some Tombow glue, dimensionals. I used black ones as well, and the white ones. And let's see, what else do you need? Scissors, embossing buddy, and the one thing that I forgot to get out, actually two things. I need some of the, you also need some of the pink, what is it? The petal pink 1/4 inch metallic edged ribbon. And you also need the champagne rhinestones. There we go. I think I now have everything out that I need. Okay, what you're going to do first is you're going to take your 2 pieces of cardstock and you're going to cut them so that they are 5.5 by 6. And you're going to score them, as I mentioned before, at 3/8, 7/8, 5 1/8, and 5 5/8. Now what you're going to do, this is why I love my grid paper, and you're also going to take your your 4 by 5 1/4 piece of designer series paper, and you're going to take the large oval, and you are going to, I have to stand up for this so that I can see over it. And I like to use my grid paper so that I center things. So this, and I'm an eyeballer, which makes people crazy. So this is the center. This is the center here, right? And I'm going to put that in the center, and I'm going to hold it down with couple pieces of washi tape. The trick to washi tape, I use old washi tape. Rub it on your clothes before you adhere it, and that way you'll get a lot of the stickiness off, and you're just getting enough of the adhesive that you need. So that when you pull the washi tape off, you're not going to rip your paper. And you're going to run that through. And then you're going to put this on top of here. Pretend that center, let me put that in there like that. Let me cheat. Like that. Then you're going to put this on the inside, and again I'm going to center it, and then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to make a mark on the center, put this inside, and I'm going to die cut that as well. And then you have 2 pieces, and one is going to get mounted on top of the other like that. Okay, and when you mount it, make sure the writing is in the right orientation. Ask me how I know. Then you're going to take the piece of champagne paper that is 3 by 4, I think it was. Champagne, yeah, 3 by 4. And it doesn't matter as much here because it's going to get adhered behind. And you're going to take, so this was the largest. Now you're going to take the next one down and you're going to die cut that out. And this is what we have. And then what you're going to do with the center here, what you're going to do with this is you're going to die cut out the flourish. And so you're not wasting any paper. I forgot one other thing. Hold on, please. I put everything back and it's like I never know where I put stuff. Okay. Now what we're going to do, and I'm going to be using Tombow for this because I want it to have some wiggle room when we're adhering this on top of this. So this is going to go on top of this, and we're going to make it so that it's even north, south, east, west, but that it's flush in the center. And I mentioned earlier, I took a vacation day today. I've been working from home. I'm thankful that I'm able to work from home, but I have to tell you that by the time I'm finished the day when working from home, I don't want to stamp. I just don't want to do anything else. It's terrible. And then with it being a long weekend, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to get groceries. So I asked my boss if I could take a vacation day, and he said yes. So I get to play and the sun is shining. It was raining, a half-hour lineup to get into the grocery store this morning, but it's okay. At least everybody was safe. Okay, and so there we are. And now, my microphone, I'm just stepping on it. Oh, hold on, there we go. And now what we're going to do the same with this, and we're going to put some Tombow glue on it, but it's going to get mounted behind, okay? And so, putting a little bit more Tombow glue. yeah, half hour to get into the grocery store, and that was okay though. I haven't had fast food in like 3 weeks, and I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to go to McDonald's, and I had hash brown and egg McMuffin. I treated myself. There we go. And then it's so because we've used the tumble glue, it's just giving us a little bit of room, wiggle room there. And then just really smush that down so that you know you've got a nice secure bond between the fibers. Okay, I'm sorry if I knocked the camera there for a second. Okay, and now with the folded part, this folds that way, and then this part is going to fold backwards. So it's going to be like a W. So it's going to be like that, or like a V. Maybe it's a V. There we go. And I'm just going to use the bone folder and to make it nice and crisp. I think I did. I hit this and I ripped it a little bit, but you know, you don't know. I'll put something over it. I ripped the paper just a little bit there with my fingers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another blossom right here. You can fix anything, right? You can fix any boo. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we need to do the inside that goes on to the petal pink. And again, we folded that one way this way and then one way back. And we're going to do that on both sides. And we're going to take one of the pieces of Whisper White that's 4 by 5 1/4, and it is going to get put in like that. But what we need to do is I'm going to, I'll have to stand up for this again. I'm going to put that in. We just need to make sure that we're in the window, because I want to stamp the Amour so that it's seen in the window. And so we're going to take this and we're going to lay it on top. So I've dry fit this on here, and I'm going to lay this on top, and I'm going to make a little registration mark, like one on north, south, and east and west. And that way I know to stamp in this area here. Now I'm going to take my embossing buddy and the Versamark and the Amour, and we're going to emboss this in the silver embossing powder. And I'm just going to keep it to the right a little bit. I haven't had any desire to stamp. I've just been so tired from sitting in the kitchen all day working, and it's I needed this break. I needed to stamp. I know you all understand what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm just going to heat emboss. And you'll see it change. Yeah, I love this. It's just like magic. There we go. And there's the Amour. And while I've got this out, I am actually going to stamp the back of this with, and it says always and forever, and we're just doing the same thing, except for I don't need to worry about the registration marks. I'm just going to keep it towards the right. I like getting the embossing powder off of my desk as soon as possible, because you know what happens. You can see it start to solidify and melt and get all shiny and sparkly. There we go. Okay, so I can put the heat gun away, I can put the embossing powder away, and I can put the Versamark away. I like getting all that stuff off my desk. Okay, and I can sit that down again. Alrighty. What can we do? Now we're going to glue this on the inside here, and I'm going to use snail. I have already stamped and cut the blossom out for this, and we're just going to quickly color it. It's really basic coloring. I'm not doing anything really fancy. And where's I've got a little bit, I want to erase the little marks. You can hardly see them, but I can see them. And by the time I get the blossoms on, you may not even see them, but I wanted to get rid of them. Okay, so here's the blossom, and I'm going to color it, and then it's just going to get adhered like that. Okay, so who wants to see me color? I know that's why you've all come here. I'm going to start with the dark old olive, and I'm just going to color in the leaves. Nothing fancy. This is more like of a watercolor type effect. And I'm taking the two leaves we're going to use for the outside, and I'm doing the same. And then I'm just going to take the light. You can see I wasn't very particular. And I'm going to take the light, and I'm just going to color in. It's not perfect. The leaves. This will go on the outside of the card. I hope that you guys are getting out and going for a walk every day at least. It's really important for your mental health to get out now that the weather, I think it's supposed to get cool again, but it was raining this morning. I went to the grocery store, but the sun is shining through now, and it's beautiful out. So it's important to get out and get some fresh air, because a lot of people are starting to get cabin fever, myself included. That's why I had to take today off. I just they say it takes 3 weeks to get into a routine. I don't know if I've hit that yet. Okay, so now I've got the dark petal pink and the light petal pink, and I'm kind of doing the same thing. The stamp has sort of natural shading in it, and I'm just going over that, the shading, the darker spots on the blossoms with the petal pink. And then I'm just going to lightly go over the lighter part with the light petal pink. And I'll bring it closer to the camera so you can see it. But I'm not filling it in all the way. You can make the flowers any color you want. It's a wedding card, so I wanted something that was a little bit more delicate. Okay, and for the sake of the video, I didn't want to take too much time. So that's the flower. And this is going to get popped up. And we're going to pop it up with some dimensionals. You know, every card needs popped up, and every card needs bling. And I'm putting a few on here, and I'm actually going to cut one here in half, because I'm going to put one on the stem. Because when it goes into the mail, I don't want it to squish. Like that. And let me cut another one down. I don't have any mini dimensionals. I just got a Stampin' Up! Order in. Wednesday? Was yesterday Wednesday? Yeah, and I forgot to put mini dimensionals on it. I have black mini dimensionals, but I don't have any regular mini dimensionals. I should start a list, right? And yeah, the only problem with starting a list is you've got to remember to look at the list. And I'm not good for that. Okay, so, and then we're just going to put on like that. I'm taking all the backings off. if you want this tutorial, I've started to write it up, and but I needed to take a couple of pictures to add to it. So while I'm doing this, I'm taking a picture so that I'm killing two birds with one stone. All right, so there we have. We'll put the rhinestones on when we have it all glued down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Tombow glue. You can use Tombow glue, or you can use the Terra tape. I'm using Tombow glue, but just make sure you don't put too much on so that it splays all over the place. Terra tape you can use. I'm using Tombow glue because I will the wiggle effect, right? And when you match the two sides, you're going to match this side with this side. And remember to make sure you've got the writing going up in the right direction. And I'm going to, now if you had some of the old paper clips, paper clips, or you know, the Stampin' Up! Used to have clothespins. That's it, you can actually hold it down with clothespins. And so you're going to adhere the two sides. And I'm just going to take another picture. You guys are my guinea pigs. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to hold that down. And so this will fold down like that when it goes into the mail. And now we're going to do the same with the other side. Everyone is talking about that Tiger King. Has anybody watched it? I have not watched it. Now I'm just putting glue on that side. I've not watched it, and I'm on the fence. I don't know if it's going to be something I can enjoy, but everybody seems to be loving it. Okay, and I'm just gluing the other side down. And again, remember it's Tombow glue, so you've got a little bit of wiggle room. Not a lot, but a little bit. I have Prime, so I have Netflix too. I just have basic cable, so I don't have a chance to watch a lot of like Bravo shows like that, but I do have Prime, and I do have Netflix, so I'm able to watch. So right now I love sort of the English home shows, so I'm watching Restoration Home. Actually, I quite like it. It's an old show, but it's they've taken a lot of heritage type buildings and converting them into homes, and some of them are grade listed and what they have to do to get approval to work on the homes, and also they have historians that go through and tell who owned the home, how old it is, etc., etc. Anyhow, and now I'm just going to put some rhinestones. I'm going to put 3 in. These are the champagne rhinestones. Anyhow, if you like that type of show, it's called Restoration Home, and it's my type of show. Anyhow, so there's the rhinestones in there. You can hardly see them, but it's the detail. Okay. Now what we're going to do is this. We're going to start with the flourish, like this. So what you need, a scrap piece of Whisper White. I just have to get a piece out here. And it doesn't matter. Any punch. I just happen to have this 1 1/8 scallop. You can use a circle punch, square punch, it doesn't matter. You're going to punch it out. And you are going to put some adhesive on here. And then adhere, whoops, the swirl to it. You could also use a glue dot, doesn't matter. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put more adhesive on it, Tombow. Wow, Elizabeth. In my zest to get it done, I didn't let it cure. Okay. And now what you're going to do is you're going to tuck that in behind, like that. And every card is going to be slightly different. It just depends on how you tuck it in. And all it's doing is holding your, can you see that? It's just holding the swirl down. That's it. I know it's not rocket science, right? And now we're going to put the Eiffel Tower on. And the Eiffel Tower, I'm going to use black dimensionals. And I'm going to use the small ones. And I'm going to put dimensionals, so one up here. And I'm going to put a thin strip of dimensionals here. And I'm going to cut a couple and I'm going to put them at the bottom. And that way they're not going to be seen. So I'm going to put a black dimensional up there. And I'm just going to cut a little bit to make sure you've got it on the right side. So it's going to go, so it's on this side, like that. And then I'm going to cut 2 small pieces to put at the base of the Eiffel Tower. One other thing I've been doing at lunch while I'm doing this is my travel agent has been doing a lunchtime series. It's called, what's it called? Oh, I'll post the link. She's all of the tours that she offered in 2019. She's offering lunchtime forums. It's down memory lane. That's what they're called, down memory lane. And it's quite fun to actually, so I usually take my break, my lunch, and I sit and I have my lunch. And on Tuesday I went to Kenya for lunch, and the Thursday before I went to Ireland. And she's doing them Tuesdays and Fridays, but not this week because tomorrow's a holiday. But yeah, so down memory lane, and I'll post the link if anyone's interested. I've signed up for all of them. They go through to the end of April, and because I went on the trip to Sicily last fall, and that's the last one that she's highlighting, and I've signed up. Even though I was there, I wanted to participate in the lunchtime forum. So it's really nice to have that sort of escape. Okay, and there we've got the Eiffel Tower on. Okay, now what's next? And now we're going to put the leaves on. And let's see, did I put, I think this one is flush. I think they might all be flush actually. And I'm just going to tuck that in under there like that. And then this one, I'm going to tuck it under there like that. There's no scientific way. It's just however the card falls, however the pieces lay, like that. And now I'm going to take a titch of the ribbon. Oops, I'm off camera. Sorry about that. I'm going to take a titch of the ribbon. And I'm just going to lay it like that. And I'm just using snail adhesive. A lot of it's going to get hidden, so like that. Okay. And now, I forgot to color the flowers. You didn't tell me, Elizabeth. You didn't tell me, guys, that I forgot to color the flowers. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. Nothing fancy. I actually have to color the flowers on the back as well. But I haven't stamped it yet, so that'll come. And I'm going to take the light. I struggle with lighting. I'm sometimes, you know, it's too bright. Sometimes it's not bright enough. I got the light coming in, and I think it's affecting. And I actually have like a couple of lights over my camera here, but when I look, it doesn't look very bright. Okay, and these are all dimensional, so I'm going to put them. So I'm going to put this one like that, and then this one on like that. And actually, when I did this card, it's more pink. It's more pink because I didn't have the the petal pink. Yeah, I didn't have the petal pink Stampin' Blend when I did the first card. Okay, there we go. Like that, and you know what it needs? Rhinestones in the middle. We still have to do the back of the card, but I'm going to do this first. Rhinestones in the middle. 1, 2. This is a card that I would probably put into a padded envelope. I like cards that pop up and have dimension, and yeah. There we go. Now remember I said I had, okay, entertain me here for 1 second, because I'm going to color another one, because I had ripped the paper oh so slightly, and I don't know if this is going to be overkill. So I need your opinion. If I put one right there, if I put one right there, I think I'm going to do it. Only because, and I don't know if you can see it, camera needs it. I ripped right there, when I was running my finger around it, I ripped it a little bit. So I think I'm going to put one there, but I'm not going to pop it up. I'm not going to pop it up. I'm going to put it down like this. And I only put adhesive on one side, and then because it's going to be over the edge, right? There we go. A little bit overkill, but it is, there we go. Okay, so now we have to do the back. And the back, the original card I did, I just sort of stamped it in, I think, Smoky Slate or something, or Sahara Sand. I wanted sort of like a very muted look, but I didn't like it. So the card I did on my Facebook page, where I gave the wrong measurements, you can see that. This is what I ended up doing, and I liked it better. So we are going to do that now. And of course, I put that stamp away. I wasn't thinking. Yeah, so sometimes, you know, happy accidents. Yeah, so I didn't like the first card where I just did the muted. I actually liked the more crisp image, and then we're just sort of hugging it around the always and forever. There we go. And a little bit more coloring. Can you see that? You see me coloring? Okay. Oh, and I think I forgot. There's a little thing there. I think that might be leaves. I'm not sure. It is now. Oh, that was the light, Elizabeth. Okay. I didn't realize I picked up the light. So I had mentioned to some of my other customers, and I guess I should mention it to you guys as well. Like I said, this is April. So over the next year and a half, Stampin' Up! Is going to be transitioning to a new catalog, release dates. So when it's all done, and it'll take a year to transition, a year and a bit to transition. When it's all done, the annual catalog will be smaller, but the mini catalog in the spring will end up going from January to June, and in the mini catalog in the fall will end up going July to December. So, and they will be bigger. So, folks, that means this year the fall mini catalog will actually start in August, but next year when it's all done, it will start in July. So Christmas is coming sooner, and I am loving the change. All the demonstrators I've spoken to, they were all very excited by the change, and so the annual catalog will be thinner, less pages, but the two mini catalogs will be thicker. So that's a bonus. And I hope you are all as excited by the changes as we were. They realize that, you know, their avid crafters love the spring, the spring, or the mini catalogs in the spring and the fall. Their avid crafters love them, and that's where we get most of the detailed bundles. Like the spring catalog this year was phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I was happy about that change. Okay, so I'm just adding this to the back. I gotta stand up. Now I know why people have stand-up desks. Okay. And I see a little mark there. And sometimes, Stampin' Up! Used to sell these. They don't anymore. But Dollar Tree does. So I stocked up when I saw them at Dollar Tree. Okay, so there's the card. And it folds like this. So it folds like that. And goes in the mail like that. And then that's it. And you write on the back of it. So what do you think? So what do you think? Do you like that card? I love it. So that is the, I'm calling it a Shadowbox Parisian card. Sounds good. And I am writing up a tutorial, so it's coming. It's almost done. I just have to add some of the pictures to it. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. And if you have any questions, you know, as always, just leave me a message or send me an email to info@stampscrapandmore.com, and I would be happy to answer that. Stay safe, stay crafting, and stay healthy. Take care.